Hey everybody, it's Greg and it's another edition of Unbreakable the podcast. It is Tuesday, March the 12th. What a shock when I heard that the great Eric Carmen died last night. Listen, Hungry Eyes. Very great songwriter, musician, singer. Apparently he died over the weekend. We don't know when and we don't know why, how he died, but he was 74 and he had lately been sort of recluse, Not too many people heard from him, saw him. He was really into the magazines, so. But regardless of the politics, uh, his music's going to live on because he was a great, uh, especially a songwriter. He wrote all these songs. He didn't write Ugly Eyes, which kind of revived his career in the late 80s. Uh, Ugly Eyes was a song from Dirty Dancing, of course. But Eric Carmen was the leader of the Raspberries, power pop group of the early 70s, with hits like Go All the Way, Let's Pretend, uh, a group that should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, long overdue. And when the Raspberries broke up, he took on a solo career, which sort of mellowed, more ballad kind of thing. He signed with Arista, Clive Davis, and he had a pretty successful career. He had, of course, All by Myself, uh, and quite a few hits. She Did It, for Arista. Recorded 6 solo albums, and sort of dropped off the face of the earth after Hungry Eyes and in the late 80s. But a great album, if you want to hear some really good Eric Carmen and Raspberries, is their live album, which came out in, I believe, 2004. Great album. They had a comeback tour, and Bruce Springsteen was a big Raspberry fan. So is John Lennon, by the way. There's an iconic photo of John Lennon wearing a Raspberry shirt in New York City in the 70s. Lennon mentioned that he especially loved the song Overnight Sensation. And so many other musicians were fans of the Raspberries. And Raspberries influenced a lot of people later on. And the Raspberries themselves, Eric Carmen had said, was he was influenced by the Beatles and the Who, and their harmonies were just great, sort of Beach Boyish harmonies. And like I said, a great live album in the early 2000s. You have to check it out. Raspberries Live on in Hollywood, and it was great to see them back again. You thought, wow, these guys are going to tour. They did a brief tour, but it didn't last very long. These guys are going to tour, maybe make a new record, which I think they talked about doing, but never materialized. But and then just sort of everything stopped. But Eric Carmen will always remember his music or play his music. Yeah, I always thought he was an underrated, even though he was very famous for the Raspberries and the solo career and All by Myself, of course. I think in a way he was sort of underrated. And I think a lot of it was his own doing because, as I said, he sort of sheltered himself somewhat. And I always thought Eric Carmen could have been bigger than it was. But he was what he was, right? And great songwriter, and he will be missed. Stats are game of the game. For our friend, my sidekick, Bud, who was here. We can't see him, but he was here. And wants a snack. So, great. What else is going on today? Well, the Eagles. How about those Eagles? Signing Saquon Barkley away from the Giants, huh? What games are there going to be this season, huh? Between the Eagles and the Giants? There's already a lot of bad blood. You know, it's a rivalry anyway. A lot of the players said Dallas isn't the rivalry, it was the Giants, because the Giants are only 90 minutes up the turnpike. A lot of the older Eagles said they had more of a bitter feud with the New York Giants than else. But now this Barkley thing, he was in a sort of a verbal war with TV Barber, who's on the radio up in New York, and you know, New York has sort of washed their hands of Barkley. And good player, good player. Made the Pro Bowl a few times, a few 1,000-yard seasons. Injuries, though, have hampered his career. He's never going to live up to the #2 picking of the entire draft. But he's a solid player, and I think the Eagles got him mostly not only to run the ball, take some pressure off of Jalen Hurts, but to catch some passes out of that field too. So it's definitely going to improve the Eagles' offense, and it's going to heat up the rivalry with the Giants too. So that should be interesting. Eagles also signed a defensive lineman away from the other New York team, Jets, yesterday. Bryce Huff, and he had 10 sacks last year for the Jets, and he should help. But hopefully today, the Eagles will sign a few more defensive players and get them a lot of help, especially linebackers and secondary help. So let's see what they do today. Tomorrow is the official day of signing. Yesterday and today are sort of the tampering days, if you will. And so we'll see what the Birds do, right? National Football League has become a 366-day year, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day league. Even though we're not playing football now, still a lot of football news, because people love the NFL, they love football, and they can't get enough of it. So we'll see what happens, huh? So hey, how about that Trump thing there with the boxes, huh? Did you hear about that? First of all, well, now I was just watching, they're having hearings there. This guy, who, funny, he worked for the district, there you go, bud, hold on, Department of Justice, and here you go, sweetie, trying to do two things at once. Here you go, sweetheart. Yes, good boy. And he resigned. Why? I don't know, but he's appearing on Capitol Hill as we speak. And they're all asking all kinds of questions about his report about President Biden, and Biden taking his share of classified documents and memory, blah, blah. Yeah, I think all of this is just clouding the issue. And I think people need to focus on what the issue is. What President Biden, who has helped the economy, lower unemployment, maybe he has some memory problems, but he doesn't, right? And, you know, a compassionate guy, caring guy, and a leader, respected president. Or do you want a dictator? And as we talked about yesterday, about Nazi Germany, Trump is very Hitlerish, you know, that's the term we use this. And I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, it's either or. We have no other choice, really. So it's either stick with President Biden, stay the course, or go back to the old days of violence and chaos. Sure, what we want here in America, but I don't want that. I don't want to go back. I never want to go back. I remember 4 years ago, the pandemic, where people were could find toilet paper. I remember how scary that was to go to the grocery store and see all the shelves were cleaned out and disinfected. And you couldn't get a hospital bed where people were in hospital or they were sick and they couldn't get into the hospital. It was just crazy, crazy. So, now what I have to ask is, now it's coming out with his former employee of Trump in Mar-a-Lago, Butler, is saying, well, he was going to be a witness during the case, but that trial for Trump taking home the classified documents may not happen before the election, because unfortunately Judge Cannon, who is was appointed by Trump, keeps allowing Trump to delay the case. So anyway, this employee named Butler, who worked at Mar-a-Lago, who helped to move some boxes out of Mar-a-Lago, put them on a plane to God knows where. Was thinking they went to Bedminster, Trump's little residence in New Jersey. He wanted the truth to be known. He wanted the American people to know the truth before the election, just in case the case wasn't heard before November. So this is what we're getting. What was in those boxes? Where did it go to? Where are they now? Right? I'm a little surprised that the Department of Justice hasn't investigated all of Trump's residences, from Trump Tower to his place of Bedminster. Who knows where these documents are and where they're headed, right? Or are they still there? So this is going to be an ongoing thing, and hopefully we get down to the bottom and we get to the truth. But it's scary because now, since Trump is the candidate for president, looks like he's going to be the Republican nominee. By law, he is required to be briefed on classified information. Now, you're going to brief a guy who's been indicted for stealing classified information, and as we're finding out, hiding it and moving it from one location to another. You're going to allow him to be in on other classified information. The whole thing is just stupid, It is just stupid. I tell you one thing, if you and I had classified information, we were hiding it, we'd be in jail or hell. We wouldn't be out doing whatever we wanted to do for certainly not having political rallies. So the whole thing is just stupid. I'm at the point, I think most Americans are at the, I'm kind of sick and tired of it. This has been going on for how long? Years and years and years. And Trump wants 4 more years, at least. I mean, you got to figure if he gets in, he's not going to want to give up power. He's going to want to stay. I don't want that for the rest of my life, do you? I mean, I want to go back to the time pre-Trump. Things weren't perfect, but things weren't as crazy, confused as they are now. So, I just wish that President Biden wins the election. Former President Trump goes to trial on these charges, and whatever happens, happens, right? I just want it to be done, you know? We have other issues in the country that we deal with. It just seems like a long, drawn out soap opera drama. One day to the next, it's something. So, and we'll be talking about it all year long, up until the election, you know. That's the way we are informed, and that's the way that that's the way we're going to make a good judgment of who we want as our president going forward, and whether we want free democracy where we're still allowed to vote and go where we want, and or do we want to live under a dictatorship where we're told what to do? You know, I know what I want. I want to be free. So, hey, Tuesdays. We said Tuesdays was going to be our movie day. Picked out a movie for you. Don't forget now, tomorrow is Wednesday, and tomorrow we're doing our usual day with our classic TV shows. They're fun to do, and they seem to be pretty popular. We've done shows like the Beverly Hillbillies, All in the Family, the Brady Bunch, and we just talk about it for a little bit. You know, it brings back some memories. Maybe talk about some trivia that we didn't know before about the shows. And it's been fun. So I have a good show for you tomorrow that we're going to talk about. We're probably going to chop it up into 2 parts, so it's more digestible. But look forward to that tomorrow. Today, I picked out a movie from my personal collection. And since it's movie day, and the movie I picked out is, there it is, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. No, we're not talking about the 2024 political campaign. We're talking about The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Clint Eastwood movie, Lee Van Cleef, and the great Eli Wallach. What a Western, huh? A long movie. One of the best directed movies ever. Twists and turns and action. Just a great movie. And I love the final scenes when all these 3 guys get to their destination, which happens to be a graveyard, and they're looking for $200,000 in gold coins. And on the way, on the destination to this place, they get sidetracked, and they stab each other in the back, and it's just it really, until you know the ending, it really keeps you on edge as to what's going to happen. So and the final scene where you're staring each other down, like that gunfight, at the end, and it's just great. It's what they call a spaghetti western. That's what they call these movies in the late 60s and early 70s. Because these westerns, they were made cheaper in Italy. So that's why they call it spaghetti western. And they quite a few of them. But Clint Eastwood plays the man with no name. You never know what it was all they call his Blondie. And it's just it's a very it's a very raw movie to watch, It's just it's hard to explain. You have to watch the movie, but it's very cool. Very cool. Now, I when I was younger, I didn't know about this movie too much. Of course, I knew about Clint Eastwood. When I was growing up in the 60s and stuff. Know about Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry, and all these other westerns. I love the other western movies. Not only the good, bad, and ugly, but the Outlaw Jersey Whales. Remember that one? A Fistful of Dollars. Just great stuff. Great. So I knew of Clint Eastwood, but I wasn't a big fan, but later on in life, started watching these movies and I kind of liked them, you know? So there it is. The good, the bad, and the ugly, the movie of the week, starring Clint Eastwood. So check it out. All right. Well, we talked about uh more election, more politics today. We had our movie of the day, and rest in peace, Eric Carter. And the Eagles. Let's see what else they do today. Don't forget now, baseball season officially starts in about 2 weeks. The Dodgers, the Padres, are going to be opening up the season in Korea, and so they're opening up a little sooner than the other teams. Playing 2 games that opened the season in Korea. So, but the rest of the baseball world will be opening up Easter weekend. And so much stuff going on, right? End of the month. Got Easter coming up, baseball season, March Madness, the college basketball tournament will be starting up next week. So much cool stuff going on. So hang with me, stay with me. Me and my friend Bud, who is here, but you haven't been able to see him today. He's here to eat some snacks. So, so thanks for watching and thanks for tuning in, okay? And I'll see you again tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow is our classic TV day, and be sure to tune in and find out what show we're going to talk about tomorrow. So everybody take care, peace and love. See you soon. Bye-bye.